Hey guys, I received an email from a subscriber of mine who's getting married in September and in Paris. So he's asking me what fragrance he should get to wear on his special day of his wedding in September coming up. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you what I recommend for him to get, because he sent me an email and he's given me his favorite styles and things like that. So I'm going to suggest 7 fragrances that I think will be perfect for his special day. So if you want to find out what fragrances I recommend for him, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. Yes, today I'm talking about some fragrances that I'm recommending to a subscriber who is getting married. I've got the email printed out here, and I'm going to read it first and then offer up suggestions. I've got 7 suggestions, and he seems to have a certain style he likes, and I'm going to let you know what they are. And he's also written what kind of a, suit he's wearing, where the wedding is going to take place. I have pictures that I can show you while I'm discussing it. So I kind of have a pretty good idea of how his wedding is going to be. Wedding in Paris in September, amazing time. I've been to the south of France in September, October, and at that time down there it's pretty hot and humid, but I haven't really been in Paris in September. So it's north. It does I guess it does get cooler up there, but probably not in September. So either way, I'll let you know all about this email and also the recommendations. But before I do, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you still haven't subscribed to the channel, please do click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So yes, I received an email from Naji, and Naji is getting married. He's getting married, and here's the email. Hi Sebastian, first of all, I really wanted to tell you how much I respect your work, your videos, and your approach. You, and especially you, have me hooked with niche fragrances. After watching a lot of your videos on your channel, I have kind of built my own little culture around fragrances, and I thank you for that. And me email today, it's for an advice regarding my fragrances that I'll be wearing for my wedding day, 10th September, hopefully. I love Orientals, florals, and fruity scents profiles. Favorites include Baccarat Rouge, Oud Jaune, Santal Royal, Oud Satin Mood. To give you maybe some insights, here is the suit I'll be wearing, Seersucker suit, and in Paris, beginning of September, it will be, I hope, a warm day, and here is where it will happen. What fragrance you imagine goes well with this in mind? Your opinion is very important to me, as your advice and taste always corresponds to mine's. Thanks in advance for taking the time. So he seems to like Baccarat Rouge. That's a very, very popular fragrance, obviously, from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. And then Oud Jaune, I think it's Oud Jaune Intense from Fragrance Du Bois. Definitely a fruity, tropical fragrance. Santal Royal, that one's from Guerlain. It's kind of an ambery, warm sandalwood, profile. And then Oud Satin Mood is also from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, which is kind of a vanillic, ambery rose fragrance. So those are the 4 he likes. And I do enjoy those fragrances, but I do have some suggestions for him. I'm thinking, intense fragrances, and some of these definitely focus on fruitiness, but I wanted to offer a couple of others as well. We're going to start off with some of the others, but no, we're going to start off with one other, and then I'm going to mix in some of the ones I recommend, because these fragrances are perfect for trails and longevity, and also the sexiness. And it's a wedding day after all, so you want your fragrance to be sexy and things like that. One of the first recommendations I'm going to offer up is Mancera's Hindu Kush. So this one, on a warm day, on a very, kind of like active day, your body will heat up and it leaves some great, great trails. But this, to me, probably is the most Although I think it has some ambery touches in the styles he likes, but probably the most distant from the types of fragrances he likes. But the only reason I'm recommending this one is because it has a little bit of more of a subtlety to it, but it gets attention, people do compliment, it leaves a great sexy trail, and it smells amazing even though it's called Hindu Kush. So the notes here in Hindu Kush are cannabis, incense, woods, spices, patchouli, amber, gaiac wood, vanilla, labdanum, white musk. So it's got a great combination of notes. The cannabis to me doesn't really smell like a kind of skunky, kind of camphoric green bitter. It's lightly there, but it's a kind of a creamy, woody experience with a kind of a great ambery touches, and of course that patchouli. I think all the notes together, it has musk, mixed together creates for an amazing, amazing trail, and it smells great. You know, I was shocked how great the response of this is coming from people that smell it off of me, and also for me smelling it off of them. It does leave a great, great, very, very sexy trail. So the first suggestion for this person is Hindu Kush from Mancera. A great, great fragrance. Now this next one is a kind of a new one in my collection, and I wanted to recommend it because I find it to be ultra sexy. For me, this is also fruity, and this person does like the fruity fragrances, and hopefully this might be the one that he would wear. But this is Marc-Antoine Barrois' B683 Xray. So for me, this fragrance smells like a combination of B683 and also Ganymede together and intensified. So upon initial spray, it is kind of animalic. There is some animalic touches under there, or in there. But the notes include saffroline, violet leaf, green apple, oud, sandalwood, cumin, and patchouli. But man, it's very, very, very sexy. I like the contrast in this particular fragrance. The ozonic notes with the oudi notes and the cumin-y kind of aromatic spicy notes. Just a great, great contrast. Of course, the apple as well, as I forgot to mention. The apple in here is very, very crisp and green and crunchy. That really does appear here. But it's a fruity experience, plus intense, very, very ambery and woody. But, you know, it's that green apple. It just does it for me because it's unexpected and it works really, really great. And here, for me, as I said, it's kind of like a combination of B683, the original, and also Ganymede, the original. This is called B683 Xray, but I feel like it's a combination of those two, concentrated, intensified, made a little more animalic, and really, really sexy. I think a little will go a long way with this one. It's Xray, so it's a concentrated form of it, but it's smelling really, really fantastic. And this one, actually, Marc-Antoine Barrois has a atelier, a store in Paris. You can actually physically go there and buy it from his own store. And he also sells clothes, obviously. But great fragrance. I think it's a great, great wedding day fragrance. So this is B683 Xray. Check it out if you don't know that one. Really, really fantastic smell. So this next one's probably obvious. Louis Vuitton's Ombre No Mod. Typical style, you know, he liked the Oud Satin Mood, and then the Santal Royal. These two kind of fragrances remind me of something like this. I'm recommending this because it has great longevity, plus it's oudy, and it also has fruitiness in there. The fruitiness in here is not as big as the fruitiness in something like Oud Jaune Intense from Fragrance du Bois, but there's some, you know, fruitiness in here that will contrast with the oudy kind of resinous and incensey smoky notes. So Ombre No Mod features oud, incense, raspberry, rose, birch, benzoin, saffron, amberwood, geranium. But a great wearing experience, great trail. Again, this is a day that you are going to be really, really physical, and your body's going to warm up and heat up. So you're going to release some great aroma from these different fragrance options. I wanted to make sure the fragrances are all very, very intense fragrances so that they have great longevity. But I would suggest taking a decant to replenish every once in a while if you like your fragrances to linger on forever and ever and ever. And even though these are going to last on that day, I think they will eventually, by the end of the day, kind of disappear with traces of them left, obviously. So definitely take a small decant and you know, midday replenish, maybe end of the day replenish, but that's what I would do. But Ombre No Mod, I think if you like fragrances like Santal Royal from Guerlain, Oud Satin Mood from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, you're definitely going to like a fragrance like this. It's a given. It's a similar style, just in different directions, and I think it will be a great wedding day fragrance. So Oud. No, this is not Oud. This is Ombre No Mod from the house of Louis Vuitton. I think it's a great, great suggestion. Now, this next one, I think it might be kind of like the Hindu Kush. It might not be the style that this person is really into, but he did recommend, or he did mention Baccarat Rouge as one of his favorites. So I'm going to recommend this one just as a, not necessarily an oddball. It's more of a kind of a, it's ambery, but kind of the you know, the ambroxan ambery kind of amber, rather than like, you know, amber with real ambery notes or notes that go in to create an amber. This is Thomas Cosmala's number 4, Après l'Amour. Very, very intense fragrance. They don't mention ambroxan. I'm getting major ambroxan here. They credit musk for the notes, but I really do experience loads of very, very woody ambroxan in here. But it's musk, amber, woods, aromatic spices, lemon zest, orange blossom. So those are the notes that they mention, and it's also very, very intense, very, very long lasting, and it's perfect wedding day scent. It's kind of minimalistic because it doesn't smell as complex, but it's very, very heavy, and it's also very, very sexy. It's got lots of muskiness, and again, it's that ambroxan kind of muskiness. So I recommend it. Plus, it's all white, so you know, it's kind of, you know, wedding day-ish kind of looking, kind of, I don't know, visually I think it is, but that's just me making a little nonsense talk there. But I think it's a great fragrance to wear, more minimalistically, not as complex, but this person does like complex fragrances, so this might not work out. But one of the fragrances he likes is Baccarat Rouge, so that's why I'm recommending this. If you like it intense, kind of Baccarat Rouge-ish, is that how you say it? Kind of a fragrance with not as much complexity, then I would, you know, go for something like this. This is Thomas Cosmala's number 4, Après l'Amour. I recommend it. It's really, really intense. But once again, with all of these fragrances, take yourself a, you know, small decant of the fragrance so that you can replenish throughout the day at least twice. One midday, one you know, in the evening or something. So anyway, that's my 4th recommendation. So the next suggestion I recommend is Frederic Malle's The Moon. The Moon is so, so good, guys. It's oudi, it's fruity, it's resinous, it's got rose, it's got saffron and leather, definitely has fruits, lychee fruits, red berries, red currant. So it's everything that this person wants, Naji wants in a fragrance, I think. But it's a little different than something like Oud Satin Mood or you know, Guerlain's Santal Royal. So it has unique twists, and I really do enjoy Julien Rasquinet's fragrances, especially the Moon. The Moon is amazing. He's done a great job here. Obviously, it's got to be amazing because he's selling it, you know, for, I mean, he's creating it for Frederic Malle, and Frederic Malle does have very high prices. But I think this will be a great, great wedding day fragrance. You know, it's got that oud and raspberry, lots of fruits here. It's mostly berries, but that lychee fruit adds a little unique twist to it. And then, you know, The fruits contrasting with the woody oud, and that olibanum kind of, you know, resinous and a little smoky. The leather is very, very unique here in that aromatic, spicy saffron. Great, great composition, I think. Amazing, you know? It wears great, but it doesn't have like the beefiness. Like it's not overly dense as a wearing experience, but has really, really great, you know, lasting power. The longevity is great, but it doesn't wear heavy. Like some fragrances will wear heavy and you can feel its weight on. This doesn't wear that way, even though it has great longevity. Plus it's got a very, very sexy trail. Smells fantastic. I haven't received compliments with this one, but I've only had it throughout the pandemic, so I haven't really worn it around too many people. But amazing fragrance. I think this is a great, great fragrance. Definitely in line with Naji's style of fragrance, and I highly recommend the Moon from Frederick Malle. So check that out if you don't know it. Now this next one is a recommendation for me just because I wore it in France for the first time. Yeah, I wore it in France, in the south of France for the first time, and it smelled great in September, late September of 2019. This is from the house of Xerjoff. It's Accento Overdose, this one right here. A great fruity fragrance, but this is definitely a different take on fruits, a very, very long-lasting, fresh fragrance. I would call this fresh notes rather than warm and, you know, ambery notes, which is what he likes. So this is a different type of a fragrance, but it's just amazing, you know, cloud with this one. Great trail. It's really, really intense. It's overly long-lasting. Smells fantastic off of people. Smells great off of me because I've smelled it off of me, and it's just a great blend of really, really great notes. Lots of fruits here. I feel like I get some pineapples, some, you know, kind of apricot-y kind of fruits, and maybe, you know, mangoes and things like that. Definitely pineapple-ish, but it's kind of non-distinct fruits, so not necessarily really recognizable fruits. It has some green notes, it has aldehydes, jasmine as a floral, lily of the valley, rose, pine, and eucalyptus. So it's a very interesting combination of notes that really, really works great. It does kind of feel ambery, but not the syrupy kind, more of a fresh ambery kind of experience that I think it's a really, really fantastic smell. And again, you're going to be busy running around and doing things during this special day, and when your body is a little, you know, heat is elevated, you're going to be, you know, projecting this off of you, and everybody's going to say, oh my God, that smells great. It's amazing. I really think that this flanker of the original is amazing, because the original I don't love, but the flanker of it I love. I really, really love. Anyway, Accento Overdose, a great, great suggestion, I think, for a wedding day. I think it's a perfect fragrance. Okay, my last fragrance is going to be more of the style that Naji likes. Going to the house of Tiziana Terenzi, and my favorite fruity fragrance from Tiziana Terenzi. And recently I did a whole video on fruity fragrances from Tiziana Terenzi. If you haven't caught that video, please go catch it, especially Naji. If you like this house or fruity fragrances, go catch that video as well to find out some additional fruity fragrances. But my last option here, suggestion, is Ursa. Ursa is a great fruity fragrance. For me, the fruits in here are similar to the fruits in here. They're calling these dried fruits. These are a little more fresh fruits, but I get a little bit of dried fruit experience, not so much. But here, it's this combination of leather, which is a little animalic, with the dried fruits, apricots, and things like that, patchouli, rum, elemi resin, tobacco, incense, and vetiver. It's a great, great fragrance, very, very long-lasting, smells fantastic. It's got that patchouli, it's got the tobacco and the rum, and then, of course, there is some vanillic touches in here, and just the combination is really, really magical, and I highly, highly, highly recommend this as a great, great wedding day fragrance. It's one of my favorites, favorite fruity fragrance. It could even be my favorite fragrance from this house. Just smells great. I do get complaints from people that says, or that say that the leather in here is a little animalic. Test it out prior. It might be a little animalic, but I think once you get past that leather, it's only on the initial blast, I think. For me it is. But I enjoy it. So I think it's a great wedding day fragrance. Plus, it's white. There we go with the white theme again. Great scent. Tiziana Terenzi's Ursa, I think, is my 7th and final great wedding day fragrance suggestion. Anyway, congratulations to you, Naji, for getting married, or well, soon. I hope you end up picking one of these, and let me know what you end up with. Please come back and let me know, or send me an email what you end up with. And as I said, there is that other video with Tiziana Terenzi's fruity fragrances. There are many suggestions in that video. If you like fruity fragrances, go check that out. But either way, these are the 7 I would recommend. If any of you have other suggestions after watching this video, put a comment down so I can find out what it is that you are recommending. Either way, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you want to send me questions like this, you can to lfsgquestions@gmail.com. I can't answer every single person, but I try and do my best to do that. Stay tuned for my long overdue questions, your questions answered video. I'm just really behind, and with lots going on in my life, I haven't been able to sit down and shoot for 6 hours straight of 12 questions. That's how long it usually takes me, but soon, that's coming around the corner. But in the meantime, you can still send me questions to lfsgquestions@gmail.com, and I can do single separate videos or feature them in my longer format, your questions answered videos. Anyway, appreciate you tuning in. Please like this video, please share it, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.